any GST Council decision is a decision of the GST Council in which all the ministers are present. 2/3 उनका वोटिंग होता है, 1/3 सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का. वोटिंग नहीं हुआ, कंसेंसस में डिसीजन हुआ.
If so, why did the TN government agreed? Do you think there is a fundamental flaw in which the GST implemented and the council is functioning?
Look, I am the first critic of GST. I have said it from the beginning that it is a bad notion that in a country this big, that other than few select goods that require interstate transport and trade, it is not logical to have a GST system designed this way. Whatever the notion of philosophical problems, the actual design of implementation is even worse. That is to say, the model of GST we have with multiple rate structures and multiple exemptions and all that is the most complex GST model of the 140 countries that have some form of GST or VAT. Worse than that was the rush to implement it overnight and for dramatic effect hold a midnight session of parliament and all that, and then found thousands of flaws in the system. Even worse than that is the way it operates. From the lack of attention, from the lack of regular meetings to the lack of good processes, we have a situation where the design of voting rights is so fundamentally flawed. Though it is held up as a model of federalism, in fact it is anything but. It is a clear way of the union government to do whatever they want using this council as a rubber stamp. Let me give you some examples. 100% of the agenda of the council is decided by the union government, not in any consultation with other states. Major decisions about whether to continue compensation are decided wholly by the union government. All the difficult decisions that the union government doesn't want to take responsibility for, it gets shifted down as if it's a council decision. Now what happens in the council? The system says 75% positive vote is required for some resolution to pass. But the union government has 33% of the vote. That means any resolution brought by anybody, if the union government says no, it's dead on arrival. What about the remaining 66%? In this uniquely inexplicable design of one state, one vote, the remaining 66% is split about 2% per state for the 31 states. Now what does that mean? A state that pays 0.00001% of the total taxation like total tax revenues like Arunachal Pradesh, or 0.5% like Goa, and a state that pays like 12% or 11% like Tamil Nadu, all get to have equal vote. What does this mean in effect? Every time the union wants to raise the taxes, all the net beneficiary states who pay almost nothing and get all of the upside will vote yes. And the few states like us, we'd have to get 12 similar states who are willing to stand up, have the courage to vote independent of the BJP leadership's diktat, but really for the people themselves. No BJP chief minister has the capacity, or no BJP minister has the capacity to vote for the sake of the people independent of the diktat of the union leadership. Therefore, the odds of ever opposing successfully a union resolution is close to zero, if not exactly zero. Under these circumstances, trying to force a vote on one of 56 items, on one of 20 agenda items, in the middle of a day and a half GST council is an exercise in futility. No matter what we do, we cannot win that battle. Therefore, for the sake of getting through so many items in such little time and having the capacity to talk about compensation, etc., the whole package was accepted as is. But this just goes to show you that this is not a federal structure. It is a backdoor control of the union government. It is designed to be that way.